All right, good people. It's Todd Shannon, data scientist, social commentator, getter of buckets. What are we talking about today? NeYo is based. NeYo is based. Now, this is the first time I've seen something like this. This is different. Yeah, let me cue this up here. This is different because if you don't know what's happening with NeYo, the singer-songwriter NeYo, he was on camera in an interview that he did on Vlad TV with this female host. I do not recall her name. I apologize. But anyway, NeYo was saying based things, as it were, about, the Transformer community and obviously saying, listen, kids, we should not be doing that. There are men and there are women, and that's how I rock, right? And he got in trouble for those comments. Let's have a quick look at them just in case you haven't seen them.
I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman, and it wasn't but two genders, and that's just how I rocked. Now, you could identify as a goldfish if you feel it.
Right.
I agree. That ain't my business. It becomes my business when you try to make me play the game with you. I'm not gonna call you a goldfish, but you want to be a goldfish, you go be a goldfish. It's all
Amen.
All right, so you see NeYo's based comments, obviously, and as per usual, right? They tried to take your boy down. They said, it's transphobic. The phobia is strong with this one. And so as is customary, and even as some people had prognosticated, even I think Black Conservative Perspective did a video on this earlier where he said, I said when it happened, he would watch, mark my words, he will be apologizing. And lo and behold, Monday morning, we get the canned apology. Let's have a quick look at this apology because, it's so, look, it's so fake and plastic. It's so obviously not his words, right? And it's incredible to me how quickly these apologies come out and people expect them to be sincere. It's almost like we know they aren't sincere. It's just a flex. It's just really a flex that people who are in power, right, exert their force and their influence and say, doesn't matter if you believe it, you're going to do what we say or we're going to ruin you. And many people, unfortunately, because they have no backbone and they have no principles, they bow down to that sort of demand. But let's just read this little, obviously canned apology. It says this, obviously written by a publicist. After much reflection, much reflection. It's just, since when? Since the other day? I mean, come on. Stop it. After much reflection, I'd like to express my deepest apologies to anyone that I may have hurt with my comments on parenting and gender identity, NeYo posted. Gender identity is nuanced. Oh, their favorite word. It's nuanced, and I can honestly admit that I plan to better educate myself on the topic so I can approach future conversations more with empathy. Anytime someone says they're going to educate themselves, you know that's a canned apology. It's a bunch of bullcrap. I plan to educate myself. What are you going to educate myself? Did they come up with is there a third chromosome? Is there an X, Y, and a Z now? Because far as I know, there's XX chromosome and there's XY chromosomes, right? That's kind of how that works. I forget which, I think the ladies are the XX and the guys are the XY. I don't know. I'm not a biologist, as Ketanji Brown Jackson said, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, there ain't nothing else to learn. This is a worldview issue. This has nothing to do with education. So you see the canned, obviously insincere apology written by a publicist, but this is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets really interesting. NeYo claps back, and I see this on Twitter. Watch this. NeYo coming back with his chest out, with bass in his voice, saying, y'all can kick rocks. Listen to him.
What's going on, loved ones? This is NeYo. All right, listen. I normally don't give too much of a damn about what y'all think about what I do, or what y'all have to say about what I say, whatever. I normally don't care because, like I said, opinions ain't special. Everybody got one. However, this is something I feel very strongly on, and I need y'all to hear this from the horse's mouth, not the publicist's computer. So check this out. First and foremost, I do not apologize for having an opinion on this matter. I am a 43-year-old heterosexual man raising 5 boys and 2 girls, okay? That's my reality. Now, if my opinion offended somebody, yeah, sure, I apologize for you being offended because that wasn't my intention. My intention is never to offend anybody. However, I'm entitled to feel how I feel. I'm absolutely entitled to feel how I feel the same way you are entitled to feel how you feel. I ain't asked nobody to follow me. I ain't asked nobody to agree with me. I was asked a question and I answered the damn question. Okay? I have no beef with the LGBTQIA plus community whatsoever. I ain't got no beef with y'all. Do whatever the hell it is you want to do. Do what you want to do with your kids. However, somebody asked my opinion on this matter, and this is how I feel. I will never be okay with allowing a child to make a decision that detrimental to their life. I will never be okay with that. I don't care. I definitely plan to educate myself a little bit more on this matter. However, I doubt that there's any book anywhere or any opinion that somebody's going to tell me that's going to make me okay with letting a child make a decision like that. That's just period, point blank, and that's how I feel. If I get canceled for this, then you know what? Maybe this is a world where they don't need a NeYo no more, all right? And I got no problem with that. I'm a hustler, all right? I'll figure it out. I got kids to raise, and I'm going to do that regardless. So, with that being said, y'all have a good day. I love everybody. Live how you want to live, love how you want to love, but your opinion is yours. Speak your opinion as much as you damn well feel like it. Because as I said, they're not important, they're not special. Everybody got one, and you're entitled to it. I'm entitled to mine, all right? Y'all feel how y'all want to feel. Have a great day. It's NeYo. Peace and love.
Based. Why can't we have more people like NeYo? I'm going to tell you what I discovered today. I won't play it for you, but I did a little short. If you're on my channel here, go to my shorts and look at the latest short that I post. It's about a minute long, where I discovered. Well, I mean, I didn't discover it. This was kind of something that I knew intuitively, but very rarely do you catch someone in 4K essentially admitting to their own ideological foibles or their own ideological errors. And there was this one guy saying, by the way, the word foibles, that's an interesting word. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, this guy was saying something to the effect of NeYo should not be saying these things because he has millions of followers, and some people just believe what he said just because it's NeYo and because he has all these adoring fans and they'll listen to him just because he's NeYo. Who does that? I'll tell you who does that. People on the left. People on the left rely solely on the sheer force and velocity of the herd. You will get stampeded if you do not run in the same direction they are running. That's what they rely on. They're not thinking for themselves. And this is why people like NeYo, they deem as so dangerous, because what NeYo is saying, for everyone's consideration, requires you to think carefully and to consider what he is saying, to think about his principles and ideas on their own merits, without respect to what will happen to you if you do not echo that sentiment, without any, you want to know what people really think? People really think whatever they would do or whatever they would say if there were no consequences for doing so. That's how you know what people really think and what people really believe. When there is an incentive to say one thing and a disincentive to say another, then what you will get is you will get a lot of fake and disingenuous opinions. You will get people trying to protect themselves, not because it's right, but because they have too much to lose from saying what they really think. So if you put someone in a situation where they have nothing to lose and they can say whatever they want, that's the only way you'll find out exactly what they believe, or if you got somebody who just doesn't care about the consequences. Back in the day, we used to call those people men, people with a spine. Okay? Back in the day, we used to call that courage. We used to call that conviction. Obviously, something that this world has abandoned, because all they think about this world is all passion and pure lust and pure personal, subjective feelings and consequences for thinking this way and not thinking that way. Everybody is all feeling all the time. And everyone's doing what's in their own personal, subjective best interest, regardless of the truth. The truth becomes the casualty of cowardice and sensuality. The truth becomes the casualty of debauchery. The truth becomes a casualty of decadence. And that's exactly what he just said right there. And he's already successful. NeYo, by the way, is a prolific songwriter. As an artist, he had some success, but I think he's probably been more successful as a songwriter. And this is what is bizarre to me, because this guy's got more wealth than most people will ever have. And it should be these people. They used to call that, I don't like to echo it because it's kind of vulgar, but the what they call it, FU money, right? I'm obviously not saying it, but even alluding to it. That's what people that were wealthy, they used to be able to say that. They used to be like, I don't really care what you think about me. I have money. Now, not even that's enough. People are more concerned about being, in the in crowds and in circles. So shout out to NeYo. Air horns once again. If ever there was a time where I overused the air horns, it's in this video. But I appreciate what NeYo is doing. And you know what? Todd Thinks community, we are a courageous group. You know that my channel, because I talk about these topics, the big tech YouTube overlords certainly want to have their thumb on the scale and suppress the sort of ideas and content that I produce. So it's important for you to like, share, subscribe, comment, give me that algorithm boost. If you appreciate the courageous nature of this content, we need to get it out there so more people can hear it. If you like this content, please let me know. Till next time, friends, God bless you.